won a National American Blind Golf Match Play Championship, a 3-day event. It took place last week in Wadsworth, Ohio. Brian from Thomaston, Georgia. And we have Brian on the telephone with us right now to talk about the event. So, Brian, first of all, good morning and congratulations.
Good morning, Mickey, and thank you.
Tell me, first of all, before we get into this event and how you qualified, of course you're handicapped, you're blind, but it's never held you back. And before we can talk about that, I think that two other people that also have to be mentioned in this conversation, your mom and dad, Jamie and Randy Oglesbee.
Yes, they have always been those that have always encouraged me to not let it stop me to go out and do whatever that I wanted to do. Just because I have to do things a little different than others doesn't mean that I can't still do it. And
when you say holding back from anything, that's basically a big umbrella, because I don't know of anything that you can't do.
Well,
I mean, there's some things, but you know what I mean. As far as getting out and enjoying life, you do it.
Yeah, yes, I do try that, yes.
So let's talk about golf. First of all, how did you get involved? How long have you been playing golf? Let's go with that. I know your dad's an avid golfer, so I would imagine it probably starts there.
It does. I've been playing golf since I was probably 5 or 6, but then when I lost my sight when I was 16, I basically had to start over, and I've tried to relearn the game, and I've been playing competitive blind golf for 4 years now. So about 4 or 5 years ago was when I discovered that blind golfers actually had golf tournaments. And so I've been trying to do that for the last 4 or 5 years.
So when you're playing golf at the age of 16, that means family members, classmates, they're all going to pitch in to help you do what you got to do to get in 18 holes, right?
That's correct. And what we used to do back then is I would hit a good shot and I'd go play from it. But if I hit a bad shot, we just pick it up and take it down to one of them just to speed up play.
I got you.
Never imagined, trying to put a complete round of golf together on my own.
The thing that I try to imagine, and it's hard for me to do this, when you've got the ball teed up, you're on the tee box, and you've got to hit that golf ball and get it down the fairway. If you will, like me, it'd be in the rough or out of bounds. But how do you line up? I mean, your brother, first of all, we got to talk about your brother, Alex. He's the one that's your coach. But how do you line up, do the backswing, the follow-through, and hit the golf ball? I mean, I just can't begin to fathom that.
Well, first of all, like I told you yesterday, I have always said that was the most difficult part, is what my coach, in this case Alex, did last week, but whoever I'm playing golf with, what they do is their job is to take the club and put it behind the ball, aiming it at the target we want to go at, and then I kind of take a stance, and then they look and try to get my shoulders aligned with my feet and all that kind of thing. They've got the difficult part. My job is to just try and make the same swing every time.
When you make contact with the golf ball, can you tell if it's a good one or a bad one that you've hit off the tee box?
Most of the time. There's sometimes that I hit the ball really well, but where I thought was where I was aiming and where it ended up wasn't the same. I'll hit I tend to hit a big push. So, a lot of times it comes off the club face feeling struck well, but I didn't make the correct swing.
So about this competition that you were in, the American Blind Golf Match Play Championship, Wadsworth, Ohio, a 3-day event, how did you find out about it? How long have you been doing this? How do you qualify for it? Give me the information how you got involved.
All right. Well, several years ago, I was really struggling with my golf swing. Just golf was no fun anymore, and I got on the internet and just searched blind golf, looking for tips. So, there had to be other people out there that played golf, and I stumbled across this association called American Blind Golf. And I got to looking into it and discovered that not only were there blind golfers out there, but they held 2 or 3 tournaments every year. And They have this one that I was in last week in Ohio, that's a match play where you play versus an individual. And then they have one in San Antonio, Texas in October, which is our national championship, which is a stroke play event. And, I called up these people that were the president of the association at the time and talked with them, found out information on, how blind golf was set up. And basically, we play the same game that anyone else plays with two exceptions. We're allowed to ground our club, put our club down in a hazard, sand trap or, whatever like that. And we're allowed to have a coach actually do the alignment for us. But other than that, we play the same game that everyone else plays. So I decided that sounded like a lot of fun. This is an association that has a motto which is motivate, inspire, and serve. And what they aim to do is to show the rest of the world that visually impaired and blind people are no different than anyone else. And we had these golf tournaments to, one, show the rest of the world that we can still play golf, and two, to try to have fundraisers and raise money for different charity organizations. The big charity that we raise money for is the Wounded Warrior Project. So I got involved with these tournaments, and I've been playing now this was my 4th year at the Ohio Match Play.
How close had you come to winning it before in those previous 3 years?
I finished 3rd one year and 4th another year. The first year I went up there, and it was fun to play golf, but I was not very competitive. And as the years have gone on, I've gotten a little more competitive.
How many golfers would you say were there this past week or last week?
This last week there were 21 golfers, I believe.
And they come from all over the U.S., is that correct?
This year was all over the U.S., and we had 4 players from Canada.
And this event is held on is it the same course every year in Wadsworth, Ohio?
No. This year
it alternates around?
Well, we had been playing it at the same course the last 3 years, but this year there was a conflict in scheduling, so we ended up moving to a new course.
All right, let's talk about your inspiration as it has to do with, you're a teacher at Upson High School, special ed, and I think, is it history, social studies?
Yeah.
What?
Social studies.
All right. What an influence this is, and I know this is probably what your goal is, to be that influence on not just students, but other youngsters as well. Yes,
what I tell my students first day of school every year is I tell them about that I'm totally blind and how I've lost my sight, and I challenge them to figure out something they think I can't do because I'm blind. And of course, wide spectrum of things they come up with, and then I tell them about how I go about doing things, from playing golf to cooking food to doing the laundry, whatever, and it amazes them. And then I tell them my point of that activity is to show them that we're all unique, that we're all different people, and our goal should be getting the job done, not necessarily how we get it done, but that we get it done.
And I would think that somewhere along the way, and you kind of touched on this a little bit yesterday as we wind it down here, if there's some way to get you involved on a speaking circuit, motivational circuit, to talk to people about what you've been through and the obstacles that can be overcome, is that something you're looking at down the road?
That is now. For the longest time, I struggled with people telling me that I was an inspiration and that I should speak and tell my story, because I've always just wanted to be, fit in, to show everybody that I'm no different. And it's something that I've talked with people about, and I've done a lot of praying with, praying to God about, and that's something that I have started. I have started doing some motivational speaking. I've had a couple of presentations that I've done, and I'm in the early stages of getting that out there going. I've got a Facebook page out there that's facebook.com/visionwithoutsight. And right now I'm just in the process of, trying to get the word out there to start doing some of this.
Well, hopefully this will be a vehicle to get you started in that direction. One more quick thing, and I know, not just golf, but I know you go to football games, you go to baseball games, and you're sitting there just like any other fan would, enjoying the ball games.
Yes, I do. When I go to football games, especially, ups and league games, I get to listen to you. And
that was my plug. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, well, and I go to, of course, I go to Georgia games. People that know me know I'm a huge Georgia fan, and but they also know that I love to fit in and get involved and yell at the referee and the defense and all that. So the problem I run into is when you or Scott Howard with the Georgia broadcast tell me something that's leaning the wrong direction. And I start chewing out the referee, and there ain't no flag there.
Okay. Well, Brian,
we'll blame that on Pruitt, though.
There we go. Yeah. Well, listen, Brian, thanks so much, and congratulations, and what an inspiration it is. And continue success with the golf game. So I know this is something you're going to continue on with, so you'll be competing again next year, I would imagine.
Yes, I will.
Okay. Brian, thank you so much. And again, give the website, the information for those that would like to get in touch with you.
It's facebook.com/visionwithoutsight. And the V in vision, the W in without, and the S in sight are capitalized.
All right. Brian Oglesbee, thank you so much, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you.
All right. Thomas's Brian Oglesbee, again, winning the National American Blind Golf Match Play Championship. Did it last week in Wadsworth, Ohio, a 3-day event, his 4th year in competition. We're back in a moment. Fun 101. Did you know that Northside Pawn Shop, Highway 19 North Thomaston, makes